Here she is.
We were sending a search warrant out. I got stopped about 6 times.
Okay, everybody ready to roll? All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the City Council of University City. It is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. It's now 6:31 p.m. and I'll call the meeting to order and call for Quorum Check.
Mayor Williams?
Here.
Mayor Pro Neville?
Here.
Councilmember Goolsby?
Here.
Councilmember Maxwell?
Here.
Councilmember Najarian?
Here.
Councilmember Shelby?
Here.
Councilmember Boley? Here.
Quorum is present. We shall proceed. The invocation this evening will be given by Councilmember Goolsby, and I'll read us in the pledges afterwards. Would you all please sign?
Please bow. Lord, help us as we discuss the city business tonight. We thank you for all the people that are gathered outside together. Lord, please be with our first responders, our military, and their families. Tonight, as we mark the season of Christmas, I ask for peace on earth and goodwill to all men, including city staff, those we disagree with online, those we disagree with politically and theologically. Lord, be with us. Help us to come together. In your name, amen.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Yeah, I got
Thanks everyone for attending this evening. If you were outside as we began, I did have a moment of pause to reflect upon the 80th year of Pearl Harbor, the day of infamy, December 7th, 1941. And it was such a shocking day, kind of like what happened to us in recent years in 9/11. It never would happen to us, and bingo, it happened. So we need to reflect upon those brave heroes that suffered the ultimate price for their country in Pearl Harbor during that particular day. And I'll never, and then my father would always talk about that day of infamy speech that FDR made. And when he said, we're at war now with Japan. It was quite an incredible happening. And I also mentioned the Tuskegee Airmen. There was the oldest living Tuskegee Airman was on Randolph yesterday. He's 202 years old. He's a brigadier general, a really wonderful man. I've met him numerous times. He's a great guy. And the new aircraft that's coming, that squadron, will be named, it's after the Tuskegee Airmen Squadron. So that's a pretty special deal, Okay, so let's move on then to our first item is our consent agenda. It's a list under tab number A. It says all matters listed on this item are considered to be routine by council and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no special separate discussion. However, if anyone does want to discuss one of those particular 6 items, I can pull it off the agenda and we can discuss it separately. So if everybody's willing to do that, I do need a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion made by Councilmember Second by Councilmember Goolsby. Any other discussion, anyone? All right,
Motion, Mayor?
motion made by Councilmember Shelby.
No.
Najarian, excuse me, and then second by Councilmember Goolsby. All right, let's call for that vote, then, please, Chris.
Councilmember Najarian?
Aye.
Councilmember Goolsby?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Neville?
Aye.
Councilmember Maxwell?
Aye.
Councilmember Shelby?
Aye.
Councilmember Boley? Aye.
Okay, that motion passes. We'll move on. Most of those items are, I think, are items that we've already are very familiar with, and so I think a consent agenda was warranted for this issue. Next item is citizens to be heard. It's a time to provide for citizens to address council on issues or concerns. It needs to be informational only. We have particular discussion on these items or any action, but we certainly listen to you, and I can promise you that we have made significant inputs based on the input that we do get with our staff. And so your voices do not go unheard. So we have 3 individuals that signed up this evening. First of all is Mr. Bernie Rubal. Name and address for the record, too, please.
Again, I enjoyed the Christmas tree lighting outside. My kids enjoyed the Veterans Day parade, my grandkids, and that's great. I hope Santa Claus, meaning the council and the city manager, also brings the city one more gift for business. And you can guess where I'm going. It's transparency of financial actions, not accusational, but just transparency of financial actions. To that extent, I have asked for the records of the city audits from 2019, from 1999 to 2019, because you published online the 2020 audit. My intention with these is to put them in public domain. That public domain will consist of either the library, and the librarian would be happy to do that. In fact, has records, including an outdated city code dated 1979 that she's responsible for maintaining. Now, the way to facilitate that is either by by a CD, or if necessary, I'll even provide an out-of-pocket link to those records and some others that the city has been kind enough to provide to me. So that's the Christmas gift that I'd like to ask you to give to the citizens of Universal City. Step up one more time. The transparency effort, as you've done with the agenda meetings, and publish the documentation that has to do with financial interactions in the city. I think it'd go a long way to improve trust in the city. So, dear Santa, from rural and some of the other residents, how's that? Item number 2 is essentially consideration for the interlock agreement and radio services. Reading through that, I came across paragraph 2 at 9.2. And in 9.2, it says essentially that the interlock agreement will commit the city to probably 90% coverage of time, and worse yet, during emergency conditions in the state of Texas, there is the potential for reallocation of resources so that the city may not have the same resources that they had during the non-emergent times. So please review and consider that. Paragraph 9.2. Finally, essentially an item that has to deal with loss of prime jobs in Universal City. This year alone, we have lost Super Doors, Big City Access, and MP Herbert is essentially an inactive site that I'm trying to find out what their status is. However, this is a role that the Economic Development Committee should be also performing, not only building things, but retaining those primary jobs as defined by the Municipal League as being in manufacturing, research, and other defined areas. So be considered where you're spending your money and again, trying for retention. Now, I know these are COVID times, and there are a lot of reasons why the biggest tax-paying industry in the city is now no longer here. But we should be sensitive to that. And our Economic Development Committee, great people, all that kind of stuff, should have something going in that direction. They're also, according to the Municipal League, the EDC Part B, as we are, essentially eligible to support parks, museums, and other stuff. Okay, so that other stuff is great, and I'm glad to see that they're supporting development on the small business area within the city that you hear a little bit later. So those 3 items are all that I have, all that I ask you to consider tonight. I thank you very much for your time, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Wu. Okay, the next individual at this time this evening is Louis Carrillo. I don't see.
Who was it?
Louis Carrillo.
No, he's not here.
22 East.
Next.
That's right.
Oh,
I was only here, someone had questions for the project on 222 East
It's
Lindbergh.
already been approved, sir.
Okay, so I don't.
The second reading was already approved, yeah. I apologize, I didn't see you out
Oh,
there.
no problem, thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Good night.
Mr.
Thank you.
Krueger.
Thank you, sir. Okay, then the other individual this evening is Mr. Richard Edwards. Mr. Edwards.
Yes, I more or less have concerns. Last month, in the discussion regarding the new ramp trash collection system, at one point, one of the council members suggested that maybe the contract could be revisited, that people that are currently getting alleyway pickup could still get that pickup, and this was immediately shut down because that was not on the agenda. All right, and then it was, the way I understood it, council has nothing to do with the agenda. You're just informed of what the agenda in somewhat short order, and then you vote yea or nay. My question is, as a resident, how does something get on the agenda? This is something that I need to know so that I can implement that for the good of myself and for my neighborhood. Other than that, that's enough for tonight right there. I am going to have a part in the goings of our city politics, and this is a beautiful town. And it's kind of like, since this is Christmas time, I'm sure we all know the movie It's a Wonderful Life, okay? And Mr. Potter is not going to win here either. Really? I have self-committed myself. I've got no problem. I will be going door to door, knocking, meeting people, having discussions, but I don't even know how to go about it. I've never been involved in politics before, and I would like to know, how does an item get put on the agenda? So if someone could send me a letter. I know when I spoke here last month, I got a phone call. 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, you need to know how to get onto the city's website. Just give me a call and you can do it. Well, if it's on the website, I can find it myself. I don't know, maybe how to put something on the agenda is on the website. Are you all allowed to even answer that question? No. Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Anyone else want to address council that didn't get a chance? Yes, ma'am.
We'll get you that information. Kim Iglehart, 736 Garden Meadow Drive. I've been working on a list of things to bring up on that night that I don't have anything else to bring up. And I thought tonight was going to be the night. I really, really did. And then I got the gateway in the mail. So here I am again, and the list has to wait. So I want to talk about garbage contract. Garbage contract, section 603, holidays. I'm assuming the contract went into effect. I know you're not going to answer that question, even though you could, but you're not going to. The law allows it. Makeup days are the next business day following a holiday. And every remaining route day scheduled for that week is pushed one day. Straightforward. Gateway. Always services will resume on your next scheduled pickup day. So which is it? Are we following the contract? Are we not following the contract? Have we suspended it until we get our nice pretty 96-gallon toy carts? Or, I don't know. Maybe one of y'all could ask Ms. Turner that question, and maybe we can get an answer. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you very much for your input. All three of you. Appreciate it very much. All right. Next item we go on to is our business, and the first one is tab number B, which is to discuss and to consider Resolution 895-G-2021. Is a resolution amending certification pay and personnel policy for the City of Universal City, establishing legislative findings, providing amendments, and setting an effective date. Ms. Turner.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, we're always trying to encourage the staff to go on and get further professional development within their positions so that it aids in the growth and expansion and operation of the city. So we also have a policy that we're putting in place for our communications technicians, more commonly called dispatchers. And this is to add certification pay for them for advanced levels in the personnel policy.
Okay, any specific questions of Ms. Turner? Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I personally think this is a good program. Certification encourages our employees to gain additional knowledge and actually in many cases, structures them for upward mobility. And I personally will make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Maxwell. Do we have a second? Representative Neville, second. Any further discussion, anybody? All right, Chris, call for the roll, please.
Councilmember Maxwell.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Neville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goolsby.
Aye.
Councilmember Najarian.
Aye.
Councilmember Shelby.
Aye.
Councilmember Boley.
Aye.
Okay, that motion passes. Thank you very much. Move on now to tab number C. Discuss and to consider ordinance 644. It is an ordinance establishing and codifying an ad valorem tax freeze for residential homestead property owners of the city of University City, Texas, or disabled or 65 years of age or older, in the city's code of ordinances, adopting provisions as specified in the Texas Tax Code, section 11-261 for administration of the tax freeze, authorizing and directing the city clerk of the city of University City, Texas, to forward a certified copy of same to the Bexar County and Guadalupe County appraisal districts. This is our first reading.
Thank you, Mayor. As I mentioned in my cover, the resolution that you passed was sufficient to canvass the vote and enact the actual freeze itself. However, we always need to think of councils and staffs moving forward that the information is readily at their hand. And one of the ways that we do that is to codify it into the ordinances for the city. So that's what I'm asking you to do tonight, so that way it gets written in there and it's out there for future generations and future councils to know when it happened and all of that information.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Councilman
Second.
Shelby, second by Councilman Najarian. Discussion, Mr. Neville.
There's a mistake in the third whereas.
The third whereas, thank you, Mr. Neville.
I don't understand how it reads. Whereas a petition was certified by the city clerk of the University of City on April 21st, 2021, and was the certified petition was received by the city. I don't understand how is that supposed to read.
As was.
And the petition was certified, and the certified petition was received. It's just a couple extra words in there. We'll clarify that. Thank you.
Our parliamentarian is always at work.
Extra was.
Very good. Okay, any other discussion, anybody? All right, Chris, call for the roll, please.
Councilmember Shelby.
Aye.
Councilmember Najarian.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Neville.
Aye.
Councilmember Goolsby.
Aye.
Councilmember Maxwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Boley.
Aye.
All right, that motion passes. We move on now to tab number D, which is to consider the preliminary acceptance of public improvements for the Orchard Park Subdivision Unit 2. Let's see, Randy, is there a pin on
No, actually, they're all out there. I told them they could stay out there.
Makes sense.
So as you know, Orchard Park is the area that we annexed in our ETJ, and so they are well underway with construction with homes in phase 2, and now this is the infrastructure for phase 2. We have done all of the inspections for preliminary acceptance, so we have the $1.8 million bond that will hold for the next year. And then right before that 1 year is up, we will go back and with our staff and our engineer, and we will examine all the utilities and infrastructure and roads, etc. Give them a punch list of items to clean up before we do final acceptance.
Okay, and for clarification, the audience, do you know where Orchard Park, the subdivision is?
It's on the other side of the
It's on the other,
of the river.
it's in the ETJ that we're annexing across, it's right near where Gilman Honda and Subaru is. Okay.
Universal City.
It is
Pardon?
now.
Yes, yes, definitely.
All the way over there. The other side of Savannah.
Okay. It's the only property that we have that's actually in Guadalupe County. All right, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is phase 2.
Yes.
Did we have any serious issues with phase 1? And I saw that the engineer and Randy have both walked through it. Everybody seems happy right now.
Yeah, Randy's walked through it, Matt, who's our public works manager, and Dwayne, who's our public works inspector, as well as Jacqueline, their engineer in Orange.
Fantastic. Move to approve.
Second.
Councilmember second by Councilmember Shelby. Any discussion on this? I will say if you stand on the third tee at the golf course, you can see it. Every single time you go, you see something different. It's continuing to expand. Okay, let's call for the vote then, please, Chris.
Councilmember Goolsby.
Aye.
Councilmember Shelby.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Neville.
Aye.
Councilmember Maxwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Najarian.
Aye.
Councilmember Woolley.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Let's move on then to tab number E, which is to consider resolution 931-2021. It's a resolution authorizing a project at 2921 Pat Booker Road, which will facilitate the promotion and development of new or expanded commercial development, and which was approved by the Board of Directors of the Universal City Economic Development Corporation on 18 November 2021, and providing an effective date.
Are you gonna do it? You want me to do it?
You can do it if you want.
Oh, all right. As you know, Kristen is your Economic Development Director, and Mr. Neville and Mr. Goolsby are both on the Economic Development Corporation as allowed by the Ordinance and Corporations of EDC. So Ms. Kenton is intending to open a business called CJ's Charbroil, which is a charbroil, steaks and foods of those sorts. So she has come to the EDC with requesting assistance with the sign on her building. Some of you may recognize the name of Kim Din because she also has Pro 4-Star, the Relaxed Foot Spa, and Krabby. Holy Crab. Thank you. Holy Crab. So has always loved doing business in Universal City. If you remember, we actually recruited her from the Stone Oak area and moved her out here with her Pro 4-Star, and she has blossomed well. So she's requesting assistance for the Economic Development Corporation, specifically with the sign. Kristen's been working with her on the proposed design of the sign based on some recommendations by the Economic Development Board, and those are continuing on. So what you have before you is her application for the Storefront Improvement Program, and as you know, it is incumbent upon the city to give a second approval of the EDC expenditures.
Okay. Anybody? Any discussion?
Move for approval.
Motion made by Councilmember Shelby, second by Councilmember Maxwell. Any discussion on honestly? Beverly?
What was with the sign? I know you said a little bit, but you guys had a little bit of trouble with the sign concerns.
Yeah.
I can answer that if you want.
Go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, so a couple of things. If you notice the other signs up there, they're both red, Holy Crab and Full 4-Star. She wanted the sign just to say Charbroil really big. We were concerned of two things. The red would blend in and people would think she was serving charbroiled crab. And then also, people wouldn't say, hey, we're going to go eat at Charbroil's for lunch. They're going to say, we're going to eat at CJ's. So just kind of change the design of the sign to reflect A, its own business, and then B, a little more eye-catchy, really. That's what we're working on right now.
So the sign has not been manufactured, so Kristen's been working with her on the design.
And red hot designs.
Okay, one more.
Sure.
When you read the letter and all that good stuff, it talks about a cigar on the sign.
That's what the box is underneath. It's a cigar box. It's the.
That's what I
the
finally
lighted
figured
box
out.
on the bottom. Yes.
I said, don't put a cigar on the sign. That'll really confuse people. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Yes, Mr. Shelby.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, the spa moved across the street, didn't it? So this is in the location where the spa used to be?
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear the question.
The foot spa moved across the street, didn't
Yes,
it?
they did. She
And that's
actually-
the space that she's looking to put this
Yes,
in?
she sold that business and they moved across the street, so she wants to put another one in her former suite.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Kristen, you want to add?
No, sir.
You good? Gentlemen on ADC? Okay. We have a motion and a second, right? So let's call for the vote then, please.
Councilmember Shelby?
Aye.
Councilmember Maxwell?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Neville?
Aye.
Councilmember Goolsby?
Aye.
Councilmember Najarian?
Aye.
Councilmember Woolley?
Aye.
Okay, that motion passes. She's She's an enthusiastic lady, there's no doubt about that. Very much involved in our city. Okay, the next item is the no tab. We're going to go into closed session in a moment here pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551-072. It's regarding the purchase and value of real property if deliberation in an open session would have a detrimental effect on the position of the corporation in negotiations with a third party, and for attorney consultation pursuant to Section 551-071, parentheses 2, regarding the property located at 119 East Aviation. So this used to be called executive session. The term we'll be using in the future now is called closed session. So we'll go ahead and do that, right? It is now 6:57. We'll go into closed session, and we'll be back as quickly as we can. We'll reconvene in session. We got out as quickly as we possibly could do that. So, okay, we're reconvening the session. We'll go to tab number F now, which is to consider and appropriate action, if any, regarding Resolution 932 authorizing the Universal City Economic Development Corporation's purchase of real property located at 119 East Aviation.
If there's nothing to add, I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Councilmember Najarian.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Maxwell. Any discussion from anyone? Okay. Chris, call for the vote then, please.
Councilmember Najarian.
Aye.
Councilmember Maxwell.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Nevo.
Aye.
Councilmember Goolsby.
Aye.
Councilmember Shelby.
Aye.
Councilmember Golding.
Aye.
Well, that motion passes. For your information, that 119 East Aviation is where an old Quonset hut cleaners used to be, Randolph area cleaners. It was kind of a landmark, Universal City forever, but it had all kinds of let's say, code violation problems with it, and there's still, its foundation is still there. So that's a good acquisition for the city, definitely. All right, that concludes our business for this evening. So I'll move on to our city manager comments.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any, so we can get back out inside and enjoy the festivities. We'll know, we're watching the agenda for the 21st of December to see whether or not we'll actually have a meeting, but we'll keep you posted. I know it's really close to Christmas, so it's very hard to get form and everything else. So we'll do our best not to have any items until the January 4th meeting. No guarantee.
Okay, very good. All right, so this evening we'll start out with Mr. Booth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Hope to see everybody next year. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the tree lighting. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that Christmas event out there was the result of a person seeing an issue, and she felt like we were missing a piece on this one, tree lighting. She got with the city, they worked hard, and they got it together, and there you go, that's what happens. Very proud.
Thank you, Mayor. I hate to take a little bit of time, but I know exactly where I was 40 years ago today. I had just come home from Mass, and I was with my grandmother in the kitchen listening to the Mass because she couldn't attend because of her Asian illness. When the Mass was interrupted at almost 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, with the news that Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. For her, it was disheartening because she had 3 sons in the Navy. One was the chief petty officer recruiter. One was a gunner's mate, first class, who still holds the record for the accuracy of the 5-inch guns. He died May 19th, in 1942, in action against the Japanese. My uncle Mike was on the USS Columbia. He was hit by a kamikaze plane, and he was survived. And on my mother's side, she had 5 brothers. All of them went into the Army, and they all saw action in Europe. One was the tail gunner on a B-24, was over at Pelosi Airfield, gas field. When it was bombed, he came back, he suffered from what was called cell shock in those days. Today they call it PTSD, but it's the same thing. And unfortunately, it took his life. But, and because my Uncle Jack died, my brother and 4 cousins, who were the mothers of sons, they were all his sisters, all named their new baby John Joseph Mellon, or John Joseph, whatever. 1941 will always be in my memory. I'm going to even put a note on one of my coffin so that it'll be there with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tom?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one thing, on the holiday schedule for the waste management, I do want to stress that the Gateway did state one thing, and we had called the waste management and asked them what the schedule was, because in every contract in the past, they've always agreed to pick up the day after, next delivery day after a holiday. And most years they actually did that. But occasionally, especially during Christmas time and major holidays, Waste Management, like all other companies and everything, have employees and they have issues with their trucks and things of that nature. And whenever the holidays come in and a lot of people have excess trash to throw away, the trucks get full and they have a schedule to make. And so sometimes some areas do get missed. So that is noted, and yes, you got another gotcha for us. So I knew that put a smile on the face there. So as far as transparency, Ms. Rubel, I am so sorry that you do not trust us, as you stated. I also am so sorry that you feel that we do not provide transparency. It's very, very obvious tonight that it was very open, that we have the budget out there, and it's every year we have an audit that's published, and that's all I'm going to say on that one. My apologies that you feel that way. And if it's going to make you feel better that we go back 20 years and provide outdated audits that have been overtaken by the next audit, then we'll spend that money for you. But please do not come back next year asking how come we're spending so much money in admin. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody. With that, I just would like to take a second to recognize a very good friend and longtime citizen of Universal City who just passed away this week, Mr. Bob Miller, who will be sorely missed by us and taken way before his time. But anyway, God bless him and his family. And Merry Christmas to all, and just remember that let's all keep our loved ones near and dear. Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Oh, I've just got one thing. If you're interested in how the city works, I might recommend reading the city charter. That is the baseline for how everything gets run up here. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I just have a couple of items. One is there are a couple of ribbon cuttings and openings on Saturday. I think we've all been notified of that. If you can attend, I think this would be probably appropriate. Let's stay holiday-ish for this. You know, what's the one? What the first one's at 9?
It's at 9:45 at Golden Goddess Boutique.
Right.
Across from HEB in that shopping
Right,
center.
and then 10:45 is the gather.
Yeah.
Gather Brewery.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. The Goddess is at 9:30. The
9:30.
Gather Brewery is at 10:45.
10:45. So we'll just go from one to the other. Okay?
Gather Brewery is the one by the railroad tracks? The new one?
Yes.
East Aviation.
And then you have free beer? I'm there.
Really, the property that we talked about this evening, just again for education, is that the EGC is purchasing, that is directly across from the Gather Brewery. Directly across from it. Okay, and the other one is tomorrow at the Alamo Area Council of Governments annual meeting, final meeting of the year, Universal City is receiving an award. They were recognized as one of the government actions of the year, and that was the Lindbergh demolition. And Ms. Turner will be receiving that award on behalf of Universal City, because I think if we all know it, she did a yeoman amount of that work to make that happen, along with some of our, certainly our people in public works and others. But So it's a good kudo for UC and a well-deserved award that they're going to be receiving. So with that, I will say, let's go on back out there and enjoy the rest of the evening with the festivities. And thank you all for coming this evening. And if we don't have a meeting on the 21st, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope to see you all in 2022. Thank you very much. This evening is now adjourned.